Hi, my name is Ravi. Today I'm working on SAIC MG 2018 1-liter turbo SUV type motor vehicle. This vehicle is running perfectly, but customer complaint is sometimes this vehicle stall at the idle and sometimes it stall while driving in the traffic. No check engine light and no any fault codes while we scan this car with the generic EOBD protocols. So I'm going to scan this car again with the MG specific software with my diags on, because it may help to get any clue or direction to diagnose this intermittent stall problem on this vehicle. So this is Chinese manufactured car. I'm choosing here MG SAIC software for scan this car. Okay, several modules indicate some faults, so let's take closer look into them. Interesting. Generic EOBD shows no fault codes, but here we have a very important clue regarding the ongoing issue of this car. Do you see that engine control module has set a fault code that P0322 engine speed input circuit crankshaft speed sensor no signal. That means crank sensor fault. So definitely crank sensor related fault could lead this car into an intermittent stall at the idle or low RPM drive. This is a good clue to chase, but I don't care about the other codes in the other systems in this scan report. Anyway, do you think that we should replace the crankshaft position sensor right away as soon as we saw this fault code? I don't think so. Okay, I'm going to do some more tests onward to the crankshaft position sensor. For that, I have set up the oscilloscope with two channels. Here you can see I have a backprobe number 1 ignition coil trigger signal, and then the other channel I have used for take the crankshaft position sensor signal. This channel goes to the underneath of the vehicle where the crankshaft position sensor is located. So I am going to do a test run with these two channels while capturing the signals into the oscilloscope, because I need to recreate the fault and observe what will happen in those signals. Okay, you can see here signals are rolling on the oscilloscope screen. Sorry for the glare. Let's see what will happen. So we are rolling over the car slowly in order to recreate the fault. Okay, here the yellow trace is crankshaft position sensor signal and the green trace is ignition trigger signal at the number 1 ignition coil. I don't know will we be able to recreate the fault, but we are running forward very slowly like we are moving in a traffic. Because of this intermittent stall problem only occur at the idle or low RPM drive. Okay, we have been moving couple of kilometers but still nothing happened. Oh, vehicle was stalled. You can see no more trigger signal and crank signal also was stopped. Okay, first of all I will save this waveform and we will analyze it later. Okay, this is the occasion that vehicle was stalled. So let's zoom in the waveform and analyze it. Anyway, do you see that green trace of the ignition trigger signal has been stopped earlier, but the crankshaft speed sensor signal has been gone little bit furthermore. Let's analyze that waveform and take a closer look. Oops, do you see that huge glitch on the crankshaft speed sensor signal? Definitely that could be a problem and that could cause to the intermittent stall of this car. Let's see. Okay, we decided to run this car furthermore in order to capture the waveform, especially when the fault occur, because we need to make sure that this glitch is always appear when the fault occur. We need to diagnose this car accurately, so we will drive furthermore and try to capture several locations. Alright, I changed the screen colors to avoid the glare. So we were able to capture several locations of the fault, and let's analyze those waveforms again. Okay, I load the one of saved waveform here which was taken in our test run. And this waveform is the first time fault occur waveform in our test run. Here's that glitch of the crankshaft speed sensor signal. You can see here the signal has been stuck at the 5 volt and it hasn't been pulled to the ground as it's supposed to be. It reveals several things. Computer supply the 5 volts and the signal via integrity is good. And 100% confirm that the reluctor wheel is not the matter for this glitch. Hope you make sense. So after the glitch of the crank signal, ignition trigger signal has been stopped. That is why car was stalled. Okay, let's take a look another occasion that this fault happened. Okay, I load the another waveform and let's analyze it. Let's zoom in the waveform into the last ignition trigger signal where the car was stalled. Do you see that glitch on the crank signal after the last ignition trigger signal? This time it is very special because last time it was stuck in the 5 volt, but this time it has been stuck in the ground side or 0 volt. That's clear, this glitch is the cause to drive this car into an intermittent stall. Anyway, let's take a look another occasion. I am going to load the waveform which we took while stall the car. Okay, here is the last ignition trigger signal on this waveform. So let's zoom in the waveform and take a closer look into that area. Interesting, there is a very small glitch on the crank sensor signal, even though ECU has stopped the ignition trigger signal. By analyzing this waveform, that is clear this is a crank sensor fault itself. Above waveform analysis revealed that the wiring integrity between the crank sensor and the ECM is good, and ECM also doing his job very well. But that's clear crank sensor throwing a glitch intermittently itself. That glitch caused to customer complaint intermittent stall. On this car, my job was to diagnose what is the main cause to this intermittent stall. I have done it now. However, we removed the crankshaft position sensor and did a visual inspection. Actually, we found nothing on the crank sensor body like damage or any crack. For sure, this is a bad sensor throwing a glitch intermittently. My job is done. I called on the crank sensor. This car need a new crank sensor. Customer will take this car into a dealership for change the sensor because it is under warranty. He just wanted to diagnose this car before go to the dealership as they take too much time for this kind of intermittent issues. Thank you for watching.